As I go through this Savvy King Success 1-year results scenario, I want you to think of 2 to 3 loved ones that can use our help. So please don't keep us a secret. We help the needy and the greedy. Now, if your budget scenario is tight with bills and moderate debt, the first year in our program will be spent getting you to ground zero. If you have no debt, then much of your recaptured money will show up in the form of extra cash in your savings or checking account instead of being used to get out of debt. Your results will vary and are determined by each financial situation. Your Savvy Recapture quote is guaranteed in writing because it's simply math, and math is predictable. The only unpredictable component in our program is your spending behavior. Because we don't control your money, we don't control your credit usage, we only consult with you, we give you monthly instructions, and your job is to follow the instructions as laid out. Again, all we're doing is showing you how to pay your household bills a different way to recapture cash flow. You've got to pay your bills anyway, right? You may as well put money in your pocket and get out of debt at the same time. Wouldn't you agree? We've gotten permission from one of our clients to share her actual first-year results. These are not hypothetical numbers, but actual numbers, and we want to thank her from the bottom of our hearts for allowing us to use her scenario to help others catch the vision. We're so grateful. Thank you again. Let's see the actual results. Her before look. She's a single mom with a single income in our program after 1 year. In this economy, many families are forced to survive on one income when many of their bills were created when they had 2 incomes. She uses her credit cards only for emergencies and to get by month to month. She has a solid income of $70,000 per year, so it's not likely in this economy for her to expect a raise. She's paying back 2 401k loans that were used to get out of debt in the past. Her take-home pay is roughly $3,500 per month, but her bills are approximately $4,500, so she has a monthly negative of $1,084 per month. My question to you is, can you get out of debt if you have a negative of $1,000 a month? No. Can you pay extra on closed accounts? No. Most people think that someone is negative per month because they're living beyond their means. Life happens. Emergencies happen, like car repairs, right? Let's look at her expenses more in detail. Now, here, if we don't stop the bleeding of that $1,084 per month over the next 3 years, she'll add another $39,024 more in debt. So let's look at her expenses in detail. She's got a few credit cards here. Not many, just $13,400 worth, and available credit, $185. So she's pretty much at 99% usage of her credit cards. Okay. Now we're going to go over, we got the mortgage, car note, Sallie Mae, Chase, Rain Soft, okay, JCPenney, Exxon, $36,000 worth of unsecured debt, $13,000 worth of credit cards for a grand total of $49,900, all right, and the mortgage. And here are the monthly payments. They're relatively reasonable. Groceries, water bill, Pepco, internet, cell phones. Just going to tab on through, okay? We're not having her eat out, right? Her Savvy fees actually included in her budget. Christmas, a dentist, eyebrows, all that jazz. We get down here to the bottom. We're at $4,500, along with so we had a $45.86 along with some parking downtown. So we got another $80 there. So we're kind of at a grand total of 40. Let's go over here. We're kind of like at a grand total of $46.66, and that's kind of right here. That's her total monthly outgo. What's coming in is $3,500. So we got a negative of $1,084.65. Now, that's pretty much her before look. And again, if we do not stop the bleeding over the next 3 years, that 1,084.65 will equal 39,024 more in debt. Okay? So that's assuming she could get more credit. So, but the banks aren't slow. They don't give you more credit if you're using 99% of it already. Currently, she's scheduled to pay the banks over $500,000 in interest, including the mortgage, over the next 30 years. Ouch. Now, if she doesn't do anything, will things get better? What are her options? She can do nothing and stop paying on all her credit cards, ignoring the bill collectors. 2, she can take a second job, right? A lot of folks can't get 1 job, let alone keep up with 2. Number 3, she can borrow from friends and family. That gets old, huh? Number 4, she can voluntarily turn the car into repossession, but she still has to get to and from work. Number 5, she can get married, but that has its own issues. And 6, she can file for bankruptcy, sit out with bad credit for 7 to 10 years, and pay higher finance charges. At this pace, she'll never get out of debt doing nothing, right? Now, there are companies out there that will charge her $35,000 up front before they show you how to get out of debt. What separates us from anybody else? When you become a Savvy King client, we will show you how to get out of debt while still using your cards and recapture cash flow for life. The other companies will just get you out of debt. Again, you have to follow your instructions every month to be successful. We're teaching you how to master money versus money mastering you. Now, part of the Savvy King system focuses on paying off your credit cards monthly, not carrying balances, so you won't be running up credit cards. But in the interest of time, we're going to pass that up. Let's take a look at her after look. Now, we gave her, and we give everyone, a guaranteed quote in your first year. Let's see how close we came to our guaranteed quote. Now, our guaranteed quote is right here in this box. And again, it is simply math, so we're able to give you that guaranteed quote off the bat. And what we guaranteed was her recaptured money is going to show up in a couple of forms. 1, we're going to stop the bleeding on this $13,000 a year. So again, this $1,084, if we don't stop the bleeding, she's going to times that by 36 months. Remember, we were talking about we would be at another $39,000 in debt if we let things continue, if she could get more credit, right? We talked about that. So that is $13,000 negative that we stop the bleeding on, okay? Also, we're going to get her $14,500 in reduction of debt. Now, if she didn't have any debt, that $14,000 plus this $13,000, $27,000 grand total would be in her savings account. All right? All right. Let's see how we did in our first year. Okay. Now, these are her real bills over here. And we kind of did okay. We, again, this closed account with Chase, we paid that one off. Now, again, it was at 29.99%. That Chase card alone, $29.99, $63.36 is the finance charges, and $36 went to principal. If we would have paid this off the traditional way, it would have taken us 70 months, 5.76 years to pay that one card off. We paid off 3 cards. We paid off Chase, RainSoft, and Navy Federal. And again, we mentioned, can you pay off extra on debt if you're negative $1,000 a month? And we came to that conclusion of no, you can't. So her total debt load of $49,000, 1 year later, we got it all the way down to $35,000. $14,552.74 was what we reduced her debt load by, okay? So we were at 14,452. We quoted 14,5. But we also had some more stuff we had to pay off because she has a couple of kids, 3 I think. Those kids don't play. She also had to pay off the dentist and she had to pay off the prom. So that 2,600 or 2,100 I think got added into the profile here, and that, scroll up here, that 2,100 is right here. So we have a combined benefit of 13,000 stopping the bleeding on and 16,552 in positive debt reduction. Again, if she didn't have any debt, that would be money in her checking account. Now, for a grand total of 700 over a lifetime, if she just continues doing what she's supposed to be doing over this next 30 years, she'll have $784,317.15 over her lifetime. Now, her monthly Savvy consulting fee is $114.67. Do you see how this is not a new bill? Correct, right? She's got $784,000 in her pocket. Sure, she can afford that $114. We've actually included it as part of her bills right here. Within the next 2 years, we'll have her debt completely paid off. We're at $35,000 is what she's carrying now. 16 and 16 is 32. We just about have all of her debt completely paid off, all except for the mortgage in 2 years. So total of 3 years on our program will have her completely paid off. And the bottom line is that Savvy King Consulting saved her from paying over $500,000 in credit card and mortgage interest to having an extra positive cash flow of $784,000. All right, $784,317.15 in her savings account. That's a $1.2 million turnaround over the next 30 years without relying on the stock market for her retirement fund. Wow. She has a brighter future with more options now if she uses her money she never had wisely. She could start a new business, travel more, pay off her mortgage earlier, buy rental properties, send her kids to the best colleges, fully fund her life insurance policies, drive the car she's always wanted, give more to charities. This is bigger than just getting out of debt. This is building wealth without risk. What's your 3-year game plan? What's your retirement plan without having to rely on the stock market? Thanks to Savvy King Consulting, our single mom, single income has got a plan. Remember, please don't keep us a secret. Now, according to the author of The Millionaire Next Door, rich people spend 10 to 20 hours per month working on their finances, and poor people spend less than 2 hours per month. Where are you going to fall? This ain't no sign up and money roll in program. You've got to do your part, and we'll do our part.